Hey everybody, number 67 in the Criterion collection. Now, there is no review for number 66. As I talked about at the end of 65, number 66 in the Criterion collection is a collection of three films by Jean Cocteau, which are then represented as number 67, 68, and 69. So I'm reviewing the films individually as those line items, so there is no 66 because this review and the two that follow it are the same as if I reviewed 66 together. We're going to see a lot of this as we move forward, so just roll with it if you can. Sorry, I'm a little stuffed up. The Blood of a Poet by Jean Cocteau from France from 1930. This film came out during a transitional period in French filmmaking as they were switching from silent films to talkies. So it even starts with text cards, just because they were still so used to doing that, and the dialogue in the movie is all voiceover. Because it was new technology and they probably didn't have like the mic set up and everything to capture it live, so they just ADR'd or looped or recorded it after the fact and laid it on top. It all means the same thing. It's also a surrealist film, which makes talking about the plot very difficult. I'll also point out it's a 50-minute film. It's short, which I think works to its favor. So, what is surrealism? Surrealism is a form of art, or sorry, a school of art that came to popularity in Europe shortly after about World War One. And again, we're not going to go super deep here. I'm giving you just like the bare basics, but the basic principle of surrealism is to try and represent the unconscious mind, or to capture dreams, right? Surrealism is trying to capture and evoke the feeling of being in a dream. Dream logic, right? So, like, it's very normal for us to have a dream where it's like, yeah, I walk into the kitchen and my fifth grade high school teacher is my fifth grade teacher is there cooking breakfast, but it's also my aunt. She is both people, and she says to me, "You need three ducks, but it's illegal to have more than one duck, and I already have one duck." Right? In a dream, that makes perfect sense in the moment. Then you wake up and go, "What? What was that with the ducks?" But that's what surrealism tries to capture, especially in the film space, is that illogical, non sequitur, cause and effect, completely divorced sense, which is going to make talking about the story very hard. Basically, it's about an artist, and it's about art. God, lead. It really is difficult. A lot of times I am, as I've tried to say, bridging the divide between artsy and mainstream, and this one can't really cross over into mainstream. This one is fully an artsy film. I'll go over some of the things that happen. An artist is drawing a sketch of a person's face, and he draws a very realistic mouth, and then the mouth comes to life, and it's a human mouth. It doesn't talk, but it moves, and he gets freaked out and he rubs it out, and then the mouth is on his hand, which he discovers when he almost accidentally drowns it washing his hands, which then leads to him making out with it. And there's even, unexpectedly for 1930, but I guess I'm not used to French films from that time, puts the hand down his pants. We don't see what happens, but we know what's happening. And then he puts it on a statue, and the statue, through voiceover, guides him through a series of strange dreamlike vignettes. He goes into a mirror, and he's looking into the keyhole of hotel rooms, and inside each room is a different strange and bizarre thing going on. The effects are pretty cool, especially for the time. It's fun to see them play with. You get a sense that they were very much like, what can we do? Not what should we do? or what will tie into the plot. Just tell me something cool we can do with this camera, and we'll do it. It is pretty neat to see from that perspective. And anyway, it just kind of keeps going with this weird randomness as we try to get into the mind of an artist, I suppose, if I'm trying to give depth to it. This is not what I would generally call a movie. It is a piece of art that happens to be moving pictures. Should you watch The Blood of a Poet? Man, you know better than I do at this point. If you want to see something interesting, fairly short, and very strange, sure. If you want a dose of surrealism, if you want to watch a dream while awake, then this might be worth checking out. If you're looking for story and characters, which are the things I generally really like to get into, this one's not for you. Um, that's where it is. Now, supposedly, this is the first part of a trilogy, which I find weird since there's not much story here. The second part of the trilogy is next up as number 68 in the Criterion collection. It is Orpheus, also by Jean Cocteau, from France, from 20 years later. Excuse me. 20 years later for the second part of this film. And people complain about Grand Theft Auto 6. Is Orpheus more surrealism? Possibly. It's what Jean Cocteau is kind of known for. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But the next time you see me doing a Criterion review, I will, and we'll talk about it. But I got to wrap this up because I need to finish up a WTF Cinema review so I can get that posted hopefully within like the next week. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for coming to my brief school on surrealism. I'll see you next time.